So her longtime assistant and one of the top assistants in college basketball, Gavin Peterson, takes over, and it's not an interim job, it's his.
No, they practiced a couple times this year. Gavin Peterson, very impressive as he ran the practices. No, this should be as seamless as it gets for this outstanding team.
And a good start for Utah.
Jost loves to run this high 1-4 set. Utah very well scouted that 1-4 set.
Vieira with the rip and the layup at the other end.
This year after 4 games.
And that's a pretty 3. We told you off the top. And there's another steal. And a good pump fake and a layup at the other end for Kennedy McQueen.
Kennedy McQueen in her 5th year,
There's some mismatches in non-conference play, and some of the numbers become really robust. And I don't want to say misleading, but when you're facing another quality opponent, you're not getting.
The other outstanding bench player for the Utes in the game now, Maddie Wilkie.
Here's a deep 3 right on the money.
Made threes list here 2 years ago. 2 times All Pac-12, Freshman of the Year in the Pac-12, and All-American candidate this year.
Off the bench and into the scorebook very quickly is Marina.
294 made threes. That's an average.
Yeah, but the game's changed. Backdoor cut and a layup. That's a pretty play. And Utah extends their lead.
And a great pass by Vieira there. Nice post feed.
And maybe that will get St. Joe's going. They finally connect. It's Gabby Casey.
Only 20 players that get on these preseason watch lists, and she is on the
Teray, a face-up block on Ziegler.
24th year of the St. Joe's head coach. She came back with Talia Brugler thinking, this wouldn't get too far away if she doesn't get one of her stars back in.
She got Mackenzie Smith free for an easy layup out of the timeout. Here's another 3-ball, nothing but the cords from deep for Jenna Johnson. St. Joe's trailing by 12 to Utah. And that's a good pass denial. Here's McQueen the other way, and a pretty finish for McQueen.
Her nickname is the Mosquito, and it doesn't take long to watching her play to figure out why they call her that.
Here's another freshman, Stokes, and her runner will count.
How about that? Nice
8-point game.
Grace Foster from Perth, Australia, that the coaching staff is extremely high on, and I don't know when she'll get back.
Step away bucket for St. Joe's. That was Gabby Casey.
She is really, really fundamentally sound in the post.
Native of France, and again, a really good pass there and an easy finish for Ziegler. Didn't sink for Neepkins. Here's a long triple. Nothing but the cords that time for Gabby Casey.
She started off with the toughest game on your schedule here as the first game as a head coach, and he said, yeah, I know.
Vieira squares one up from deep.
Needing 4 assists to get to 400 career assists. A little unusual for her to be really pure, as you said.
She hasn't missed this year. 12 points for Gabby Casey, 5-point game. Back at the other end, getting the 2 points back very quickly is Madison Wilkie. Smith was on the floor. And off the inbound, a triple knocked down beautifully from Neepkins.
I think that may be their first one this half, possibly. No, they've had a couple.
Good catch, good finish in traffic for Jenna Johnson, her first hoop in the second half. And here
2 times honorable mention, all Pac-12 before they joined the Big 12. But one of the
little fadeaway, not that time for Neepkins. And ahead of the field and a lefty layup for Brugler.
What a
7
great job.
for Brugler. 10-point
job.
lead now for Utah. Half a step or so. Double on the basketball. And this from a long distance. That should have been worth 4 points for Lara Ziegler.
How she's kind of carried the offense. The coach also noticed that and went right to her on that set play.
Reese Ross at the other end with a response. Oh, good pin down. Beautiful pin down by Maye Toure, and there's her first bucket in the second half.
Exactly what you said. She just kind of flipped it up there.
Duck under layup.
Boy,
is
she
good
clever.
for Brugler. Deep three, barely grazed the iron. I thought Jenna Johnson turned down an open look.
Well, she did. She gave it to, the best shooter on the team probably.
Got a 6-point game. Three ball is perfect from Brugler. 2 straight hoops from Brugler. 15 on the shot clock as they back it out. Not a lot of movement all of a sudden for Utah. They get a 20-foot jumper and it's knocked down. A little bit further than that. In fact, it's a 3 from McQueen. That biggest lead, 14. Casey, count the basket.
Play coming out of that timeout, a little handoff, big to small, ended up being a handoff to a layup.
Wow. 15 for Ziegler. The other way, McQueen with the finish at the hoop. She was looking for the and one. Back to a 3-point game. Casey, that's the shot they originally wanted. Ziegler had it knocked away for a moment. It comes to Brugler. And now Ziegler for 3 and the tie. Wow. Looked like anything but. It looked like it was going to be a runaway for the running Utes. The game has not been tied since we threw it up. And now we're going to get over.
7 on the shot clock.
Yeah, there's only about a second differential. Here's a 3 for the game, perhaps. No go. And we're going to go overtime. Wow. See what Utah gets here. Toure puts it on the floor. Great drive by Toure. Remember, Toure really struggling around the glass in that third quarter. Missed. Here's Casey. One-on-one against McQueen. She pushed off. They're going to count the basket. Center. 3-point opportunity. Chance to tie up the basketball game for Casey. What do you have, coach / referee? Knocks them both down.
One of the hardest things to do with defense is guard the dribble drive.
Into Toure, good catch, and she flips one up and in! Toure gives Utah the lead with 4.5 left. Timeout, St. Joe's.
Boy, that hit the front of the rim and took a very fortuitous bounce for the running Utes.
And drive to the basket, layup no good. No whistle, ball game over. Utah survives in overtime, 72-71.